So, not taking anything away from Alice Marie Johnson, who was just granted clemency by number 45, aka Clockwork Orange, yesterday after spending over 20 years in federal prison for a nonviolent crime, first time offender from drug trafficking. Led to believe that she was convicted of drug trafficking, leading a cocaine ring from 1991 to 1994, from what I'm reading right now. And with the help of Kim Kardashian, it's interesting how these connections come into play, where you have to have a celebrity to help leverage, a case for number 45, right? But the average Joe Schmo and the average black person, wouldn't be considered at all to help out systemically what's going on with prison reform and things of that nature. But it has to be a celebrity to, supposedly make a change. It's listen, black people are going to eat this up for sure. They're going to eat this up just like they did with Jack Johnson. He pardoned Jack Johnson, after over 100 years after he died. Black people ate that up. Now they're going to eat this up. But like I said, this is a great look for Alice Marie Johnson and her family. She has a beautiful family, from the videos that I saw. And this is a great look for her. But what does this do? And I'm talking about number 45, aka Clockwork Orange, aka Donald Trump. What does this do systemically and collectively for black people as a whole? We're still being dominated, mistreated, subjugated. We're still over 228 years behind the dominant white society when it comes to amassing wealth compared to a white family. What does this do systemically for us? I consider this, pardoning Alice Marie Johnson and Jack Johnson, that's a red herring. Exactly what it is. It's for me, it's not going to divert the attention from the real issue of black people still being mistreated, dominated, subjugated, marginalized for over 500 years since the inception of the transatlantic slave trade. It still does not cover up the fact that black people are still at the bottom of the totem pole. So you're doing this, these presidential pardons, to certain individuals. It's cool. It's a great look. Again, it's a great look for the Jack Johnson family. It's a great look for Alice Marie Johnson's family. It's a great look. But again, black people are going to eat this up and say, well, Donald Trump's not so bad after all. He's doing these things for black people. Not understanding that this doesn't change systemically, collectively as a group. It doesn't change how we're still being mistreated, dominated, subjugated, all of that stuff, as I mentioned before. It doesn't change that. There needs to be systemic changes to how black people are viewed and treated when it comes to laws, when it comes to crime bills, when it comes to racism, white supremacy, right? All of that stuff has to come into consideration. And it hasn't changed. And he has a plan on changing. And the fact that, this is the same guy that said he was going to punish drug dealers with the death penalty. Supposed drug dealers like Alice Marie Johnson. So you are involved in drug trafficking and convicted of a nonviolent crime under the eyes of number 45, right? You will be dealt with the death penalty. So again, don't be fooled by this. Again, this is a great look for the Alice Marie Johnson family, the Jack Johnson's family. But I'm not fooled by this because it doesn't change the fact that black people systemically and collectively are still at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to every statistical category you can think of: economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. We're still at the bottom of the totem pole. Number 45 is still the face of white supremacy. He's still the face of alt-right. let's not forget what he said at the Naval Academy graduation, where he said, you know, he doesn't apologize for the atrocities of America, and that he tamed a continent. Our ancestors, meaning his ancestors, the dominant white society, tamed a continent. You know, our indigenous brothers and sisters, our ancestors, right? We're here in America. We were here first. Our African brothers and sisters were here. Our indigenous brothers and sisters were here in America first. And that's a fact. You look at an unabridged dictionary back in the 1800s. You look at the description of America, of American. It describes an American as a copper-colored individual. Copper-colored. All right? And I'll talk about, that has nothing to do with so-called Indians or Native Americans. We're talking about our African brothers and sisters with melanin that were here first. That's what I'm talking about. Right? But again, you know, these presidential pardons that number 45 is doing, especially when it involves black folks, the majority of black folks are going to eat this up and consider that, you know, and this is actually pretty brilliant, to be honest with you, because it's going to continue to make black people docile into thinking that Trump actually really cares about black people when he doesn't. This is smoke and mirrors. This is a red herring. Again, this does not change the fact that black people collectively are still at the bottom of the totem pole in every statistical category you can think of. Bottom line. Doesn't change that fact. Right? Doesn't change that fact. So again, I wish the best for Alice Marie Johnson. She's been in federal prison for over 20 years. Has a beautiful, gorgeous family. I wish her nothing but the best. I wish nothing but the best for the Jack Johnson family. I wish them all the best. It's a great look. And she's, for somebody over 60, very vibrant, upright. She's, let me tell you something. 60 years old, I want to be that spry, you know. That spry. But, you know, that's definitely a great look for her and her family. And I wish her nothing but the best. But again, this does not change the narrative that number 45, a.k.a. Clockwork Orange, a.k.a. Donald Trump, right, doesn't and never has any kind of issue to resolve the issue of white supremacy. Never. Okay? Until things are changed systemically, with how black people are mistreated, subjugated, marginalized, disenfranchised, etc. This is all smoke and mirrors. This is all red herrings. That's all it is. That's all it is. And it seems like these celebrities get the royal treatment when it comes to actual issues pertaining to, you know, prisoners and people who are, you know, wrongfully convicted of a crime. There's so many other people out there that obviously are wrongfully convicted that need to be, you know, pardoned and freed. So this presidential pardon is great, but has absolutely nothing to do with how black people are being mistreated, etc., collectively as a group. Not at all. All right, family. So anyway, those are my thoughts about this story. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think about this presidential pardon by number 45. All right, family. Until next time, make sure you follow me on social media at GMOGMediaTV. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit that bell notification icon for the latest and greatest content. Until next time, Chauncey, a.k.a. the Black Separatist, signing out.